Hello everybody, it's your boy, the Almighty Green Talent, coming to you with today's video, and it is the key to victory. The video against the Eagles playing the Colts. This was on my phone at this moment. No, normally I would put on my Eagles gear, but since I got no Eagles gear to wear at this moment, I just want to decide to put the picture on my phone so you can see a very good dynamics of how it would view from my phone versus being on my tablet. Now, the key to victory. But before I go to key to victory, do 4 things for me. Comment, like, share, subscribe. Back here a while back, for some reason, I had 180 some subscribers. Now I'm down to one. Then I went down to 149. Now I'm back to 151. I just recently gained 2 more subscribers. So if you are losing subscribers on YouTube, please go ahead and resubscribe. Because for some odd reason, I'm thinking that YouTube somewhere along the line has messed up, and I thought people would still subscribe to my channel, but apparently not. Either they have either subscribers are no longer subscribed to my channel anymore, or they just somehow something happened on YouTube and I lost a lot of subscribers. So I'm trying to get back up to 180 some subscribers. So if you guys are out there, please pass on my video, give me a thumbs up so I'm able to get my videos out there to more subscribers and more people like me can do my content for everyone to enjoy. Like I said, I do comic books, unboxing, unraveling, yada yada yada, and Eagles content as well. So anyway, let's get into the video before I go deeper into something that I really don't want to go into. So anyway, all right, the Eagles have just signed 2 players couple days ago on Thursday. It's either Wednesday, I think Wednesday and Thursday. The Eagles subscribed 2 players, or I think Wednesday the Eagles signed. I'm sorry, not subscribed. Signed. The Eagles signed defensive tackle Linval Joseph, who last played for the Chargers, but before Chargers, he was with the New York Giants and the Minnesota Vikings, and he's a 3 or 4-time Pro Bowler. Somewhere along. No, I'm sorry, he's a 2-time Pro Bowler. I think both with the New York Giants, I believe. And the Eagles have also signed Ndamukong Suh, another guy that was with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers a year ago, because they re-signed to a 1-year contract, and but he won a ring with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as well. So you do have a Super Bowl ring. But this guy, I like Ndamukong Suh because Ndamukong Suh still had the initial quickness to get upfield. He's more of a pass rusher than a run stuffer. So Linval Joseph is more of a run stuffing defensive tackle, but Ndamukong Suh is a run stuffing tackle, and he's also a pass rusher. So the Eagles got 2. He got one guy that's a run stuffer, and you got one guy that's a run stuffer and a pass rusher. Ndamukong Suh stats are very impressive. This guy has over 70 sacks, and that's the most by any defensive tackle in this day and age. The last defensive tackle to have that many stats, or had that many sacks for that matter, if you guys remember, that's the boy he played with Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I can't think of his name right off the bat, but he played with Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and he has over 90 sacks. He's the only defensive tackle that had that many sacks. I can't think of that boy's name, but he was a pass rusher and a defensive tackle. I can't think of his name. He played with the University of Miami. You guys know who he is. Like I said, he just recently went to the Hall of Fame back here about 5, 6, maybe 7 years ago. He went to the Hall of Fame. At some point, his name will come up to me, but I can't think of. But anyway, let's get back into what I was saying. Ndamukong Suh has 70 sacks. 70 sacks, somewhere along up in there. He's a future Hall of Famer himself, because to me, if a defensive tackle has more than 50 sacks, if he had more than 50, to me, if a DT has more sacks, more than 50, 59 sacks, he considered a Hall of Famer. Now, I can't say that for Fletcher Cox. Fletcher Cox has like 55, 56. I think he had 59 sacks. I think he got 60. I think he got over 60 sacks this year, because I think he got 2 sacks this year alone. But I think he had 59 sacks coming into this season. So Fletcher Cox may be a Hall of Fame defensive tackle. We'll see how that goes with his career, because he won't be back after this season. So the Eagles could bring back Ndamukong Suh next year, but we don't know how far that's going to go because Dominican Sue had just turned 35 back in January, and Linval Joseph had just turned 34 sometime this year. So you got one guy that's younger than the other, but both guys have been in the league more than 10 years in the league. You know what I'm saying? But between the both defensive tackles, on Dominican Sue has the one. He only has that one ring. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's what I want to say. So, but the way it's looking now, though, Linval Joseph is more like going to start tomorrow against the Indianapolis Colts. The Dominican Sue probably won't play because he just been recently signed. So Linval Joseph has 3 days of learning the defense. Then Dominican Sue, who only had 2 days. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you look at that. So Linval Joseph is more likely to start tomorrow against the Indianapolis Colts. But now the key to victory is this here. The last 3 or 5 games this year, the Eagles have allowed more than 130 some yards per rush between the tackles. And them last 3 or 5 games, you gotta look at it this way. 2 of those games, Jordan Davis didn't start. And that was the Houston game, which we allowed 130 some yards against us with one back. And in the Washington Redskins ran for over 100 and some yards between both backs. So, but the Washington Commanders used this formation called the T formation, where they had a quarterback, a running back behind him, and then on opposite side another running back. They use that formation. That formation can do damage if you're not prepared for it. So I posted that on Facebook either yesterday or this morning about that formation. The Eagles need to incorporate that formation in their offensive scheme because we got the running back to do it. We got Miles Sanders who can line up behind the quarterback, and then you got Trey Sermon who can line up on the opposite side of him. If the Eagles can bring in, can use the T formation in their offensive schemes, that will be a scheme that defenses will have to be prepared for. And at the moment in time, when they used that formation against the Philadelphia Eagles last Sunday against us, Monday. Last Monday, this past Monday against us, the Eagles had no game plan to stop in that formation. And reason why is because Jonathan Gannon, his stupid ass, decided not to stop that formation. Teams that Washington Commanders had rushed over 100 and some yards between 2 different running backs using that formation. And that sickens me if you think about it, because see, I didn't even know that the Washington Commanders used that formation until it was posted on the internet. And they say the Eagles used that formation. See, that formation was invented by none other than Marv Levy. Marv Levy, if you guys know who Marv Levy is the former coach of the Buffalo Bills. He's in the Hall of Fame. He led the Bills to 4 Super Bowl appearances, and the Bills are 0-4 in those appearances. Marv Levy was an offensive-minded coach. I thought he was defensive-minded, but he was an offensive-minded coach. And he the one that invented that T formation. When they had that T, when the Bills used that formation a lot, teams wasn't prepared to stop that type of formation that he ran. And so the Washington Redskins used that same formation. See, the Houston Texans and the other 3 teams before them didn't use that formation. They just ran up the gut on the time when Jordan Davis wasn't on the field versus when he got injured in the 3rd game before the Houston and the Commanders game. So you gotta look at that. And the Houston Texans didn't use that formation, but the Washington Commanders did. So the Eagles need to look at that formation that the Washington Commanders ran and use it to their advantage. It would be nice if that offensive scheme was incorporated into our offensive methods and use that formation against defenses that can't be prepared for it. And when you do that, You can do different variety of spread formations from the T wing, because it's actually called a T wing, the T wing formation. When you can do that, you can line your wide receivers out wide, or have one tight end either coming out that formation, or on the outsides, or the skirts where the offensive linemen are. So in many ways, the Eagles can run the ball or pass the ball from that T wing formation. And yes, they have to incorporate and use it. I hope they use that formation this week against the Colts. Because the Colts are not going to use that formation. The Colts will use some type of employment of that formation against us if we're not prepared to block and prepared for it. So that's why bringing in Linval Joseph is probably the only guy that the Eagles are probably going to use this week against them. Because, see, Linval Joseph is 6'4", 330 some pound guy, I believe. He's a big man at 6'4". So he's immovable. That's one guy you can't move at all. But when Dominican Sue finally gets on the field, putting both of those guys side by side, or pushing them out between Milton Williams and Fletcher Cox, or him and Javon, you know what I'm saying, Hargrove, you kind of, if we can use that formation, when we use that entire defense with them two new guys that we got, along with the other 3 or 4 guys that we got, we will be an unstoppable defense. So I'm hoping that Dominican Sue can get up to speed right away, and he'll be ready to rock and roll when it's time to go ahead and start stopping the team, because now we got the Indianapolis Colts. We got 3 more other teams we got to play after the Colts that can run the ball as well as the Colts can. So we're gonna have to learn how to stuff the run, because see, now that loss was a wake up call. If you don't stop the run, teams will run it, and that's why the Washington Redskins was able to beat us, because they ran the ball down our throats last Monday night, and that was hard sinking. That was hard. That was a hard sinking game. That game, watching that game really pissed me off, but it was nothing that I could do, nothing that I can say, because the Eagles knew their weaknesses from the jump street. Had they brought in Linval Joseph, probably before the Houston game, we wouldn't even be talking about this right now. You know what I'm saying? We really wouldn't. So, sorry about that. That's something y'all should know I've seen, but anyway, I'm a man. It is what it is. But anyway, if the Eagles had brought in Linval Joseph the week before the Houston game, like I said, we wouldn't even be discussing this. We really wouldn't. So you can pretty much blame the front office in a sense, because they knew the weakness from the jump street. They knew it, and something should be done about it. Should be done about it a long time ago. Now, had they brought in Linval Joseph, Dominican Sue probably wouldn't be here. But now, since we got 2 guys that's out, which is Jordan Davis and this guy Mark Tutulupu, whatever his name is. Those 2 guys are on injured reserve, and then you got Hargrove, Fletcher Cox, and somebody and Milton Williams. Them the only 3 starting defensive tackles on the front line. So now you got Dominican Sue, who probably won't play this week, but Linval Joseph will start. I believe he's gonna start tomorrow's game. We need him right away. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, the key to victory is to stop the run. That's the key. That is the main key. Our defensive backfield is okay, even though Avonte Madison is going to be out for a few weeks. I think we can manage with Epps back there and CJ Gard Johnson back there. I think those 2 can manage safety spots, and along with this Johansson or Joe Hatter, whatever his name is, because he's gonna be the backup between those 2 guys. Along we got Bradbury and Clay on the opposite side. Our backfield is okay. Our linebackers are okay. It's our front 4 or front 3, whatever formation that we use, is not okay. So bringing in those 2 guys and acclimate them to the defensive scheme that we're going to run, I think we'll be okay. So I think the Eagles are going to go into this game very angry, because Washington Redskins, well, no, actually, Actually, the Houston Texans actually exposed us. It's just that the Washington Commanders really laid on us. And that's one of the reasons why we lost that game. See, the game against the Houston Texans, that game, we probably should have lost that game too. That game should have been lost. We should have lost that game too, but we managed to pull it out with a win with 29. I think they 29-17. I think that was the score. 29-17, I think that's what it was. Yeah, we batted. We should have lost that game because when we played the Houston Texans, it was 14-14 tie. So that's one of the reasons why that game was winnable. But the Washington Commanders game ain't gonna be a game. That's gonna be a hard pill to swallow for all those Eagle fans out there. So I'm gonna say this: if the Commanders make the playoffs, I hope the Eagles play them. Cause that's a team I want to destroy more than anybody in the NFL at this moment. I really want to beat the pants off their ass and show them what we really are. What we really are. And I'm tired. Cause Washington Commanders, they embarrassed us. They really did. They laid it on us, you know what I'm saying? And they made no bombs about it. They after the game was won, they started cutting up a shine. You know what I'm saying? And so if we play them in the playoffs, I want them. I want if they be the 6th seed, the Eagles. I hope they make all the way to where they play the Philadelphia Eagles put a beating on their ass. That's what I want. That's what I really want. But also, the offensive line got to protect Hurts better. When they played the Washington Commanders this past Monday, Washington was able to get pressure with their front four, which is something that we couldn't do. They got pressure with the front four, and they sacked Hurts twice in that game. Twice, I want to say twice, maybe 3 times. But they did beat Hurts around quite a bit. They fucked him out the pocket more than he ever been fucked out the pocket this whole season. I think the game against Detroit was the last time he got flushed out the pocket that many times. You know what I'm saying? So that has to change, and the Eagles gonna have to run the football. They gonna have to learn to run the rock. They ran Sanders, I think 2 or 3 times in the first half against the Washington Commanders, and ran him multiple times in the second half. But they were too late. They should establish the run in the first half. I think if they did that, it will probably be a different story in this game despite the turnovers. And the turnovers is a situation that I really want to talk about this time because everybody cannot forget the Quez Watkins fumble. This is a guy who had the ball, caught it, failed, and should have stayed on the ground, but he tried to get up to make an accepted play, didn't know that a defender was behind him, and when he got tackled, the ball came out of his hand before he even hit the ground. And that was a complete fumble, and they ran that ball I think 25-30 yards out of bounds for the first down. That's what I'm pissed off about. So, I'm going to go ahead in video before I get deeper and deeper into this. Cause I'm 18 minutes in this video. I didn't think I would be in this video this long because I want to make it short. But I'm going to go ahead and do this right quick. Like I said, the Eagles play the Colts Sunday. We play the Colts Sunday. 12 o'clock. Hop to 12 o'clock where you at, 1 o'clock here in Memphis, I believe. Memphis, Tennessee, which is where I thrive for Eagles football. So, wow. I can't believe I said this much in this much of a time. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give me a thumbs up. Comment in the comment section below. And the thumbs up, the more thumbs I get, the more my video gets out there in YouTube land, and more people can enjoy my content as much as anyone else in this world as I enjoy making it. 42 years Eagles fan, and I don't think I never seen anything like last Monday game against the Washington Commanders. I don't think I never seen anything like that. But they say keep on living, right? So I'm living. 51 years old. What more can you say? All this gray ain't it's self-explanatory of my age. But you guys enjoy yourself. Enjoy your Saturday night. And I will see you guys Sunday afternoon when the Eagles play the Indianapolis Colts in Indianapolis. I hate it's a road game, but the Eagles got their first home loss against the Washington Commanders. Like I said, that's gonna be a hard pill to swallow. But anyway, good night. Love you guys, and be well. Be safe.